Woo! Excuse me. Me, AllyG. And it is raining. It's raining. It's pouring. But AllyG is not snoring. I have been out on the water, gosh, several times in the rain. So many so that I had to like delete footage. I didn't catch anything. But you know, I think I have one catch in the rain this year. Maybe two. So that is what we are here to talk about. Hey, it's Brian and Tiffany. Hey guys. Life has been lifing itself. And but I have your package all ready with some extra love, a nice postcard. I won't spoil it. For me, Alligator, and because you know I'm always having fun, and I know you guys are too, especially in nature. You guys haven't checked out that channel, you should. Nana Recipe, what is happening? Hello, hello, hello. So, I don't know if you can see it well, but Yoda has some baits here, right here. AllyG has some baits, and yeah, we're gonna go over it. And like I was saying, I'm glad that Have Fun in Nature's here, and I'll be sending your package out. And you know what? I'm waiting on a package too. Isn't that funny how like mail is tough because I don't usually do a lot of mail, so I always forget about the mail, like to check the mail even. But I've been waiting on some mail, so shout out to my buddy Jupiter Bassing. I know there's been a lot of excitement for him recently, but he's supposed to send me some baits that I won, and I'm excited for those. So shout out to him if you're listening through the streets of YouTube. I am shouting you out like a taxi, calling you out, bro. You know, isn't that funny how you call people out and sometimes they come? You know, I think he's been to one of my lives before. We'll see what happens. Hey, Glenn. We have Devin here. Devin was the first one here, so technically, you know, I sang, you know, it's raining, it's pouring, but usually I sing a song. Let's see, NB Rider. Oh, okay. Slow ride, take it easy. That's what you got to do in the rain, right? It's a slow ride. We got some interesting stuff. We got baits that we're going to talk about, right? We got safety tips. You know, what do you do in the rain? You know, how are you safe? How do you fish efficiently, safely in the rain? We're going to talk about it here on the AllyG show, where I actually, you know, just call it that because it's just a one-man show, a one-woman show, I should say. But really, I like to, it's called Bass Talk, and this week is about the rain, right? So, you guys got to tell me too, you know, like what's your favorite lure for rainy fishing, right? Whether you're fishing in the ocean or, you know, whatever, I'd like to hear about it. Let's go. In the comments, if you're watching later, let's go. Rainy. I think I have a couple videos, right? If you guys want to go in the catalog and check out, you know, AllyG and support some watch hours, you know, and go back into the olden catalog, you know, because I feel like a lot of our channels have a lot of really awesome content that just doesn't get shown because, you know, we're noobs and we're small channels, and you know, they just don't have a lot of views because they didn't get a lot of love from the old algorithm, right? But I heard he changed his ways. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but that is a whole nother live, and that's not bass talk. So let's talk about the rain. Let's talk about how awesome Big D's place is here. That's awesome. CL Fantasy Waves. You know I love some CL. Dominica McGee, hi. Welcome. Welcome in. What is happening? Wacky, Cinco, and go slow. Take it easy. That's right. See, Night Rider, you know it. The wacky rig is your favorite. That is a good one. That is a good one. I think I've had the most success in the rain with a chatterbait. Honestly. And then I'd say second would be the Texas rig. Because I love the Texas rig, baby. And if you don't know what a Texas rig is, man, Yoda has it right here. Okay, hey Yoda, I'm going to borrow this. So thanks, Yoda. Okay, so this is a 10-inch worm, right? And it's on a EWG. That stands for extra wide gap. Because the gap is wide for a big old wide large mouth. Because what happens when the fish bites down on there, right? It exposes that hook, right? And that gap right there, when you pull it forward, the worm, boop, goes up the line. And usually you have the line and the weight too, a bullet weight. Texas rig, baby. That's one of our baits, one of the 10 baits, right, that we're going to talk about. Ooh. So, I guess, so let's talk about light and water temperature and what happens, what happens to the water. What rain does to like a lake or a pond. Mostly, it's pretty much the same between the two. Okay, so when you have rain, you have clouds, right? And you want that. You want the clouds because bass become more comfortable roaming around, and they're willing to chase baits more. So they're out of the 10 baits that we're gonna go over here in just a moment. Most of them, I think 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of them are Topwater. Topwater, which I love Topwater, but I don't have a lot of Topwater bites, right? So, so the bass, the light, when the light, isn't there penetrating, from the sun beating down, they can't see as well. So therefore, they are more comfortable, and also, they leave the cover. Because, we've talked about that, where do bass live? They live in the cover, right? What's happening? There's some new people. Basmali, what's going on? Welcome. I hope I didn't chop anybody's name in half. And I'm not great with names. But there's some new people in the chat. So welcome. Good to see your face here. And by your face, I mean your little character that is there. So you guys, that's unfortunate. Okay, so, yes, Miss M. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So she's probably going to call back 100 times. I'm old, not new. Hey, Indiana Chris. I didn't say you were new. I just saw you come on through just now. I'm probably behind a little bit. So, everybody, welcome. Chris, welcome, Big D. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. It's evening here, so good morning, Nana, but it's evening here. Okay, so like I was saying, we're talking about the rain. I got a little call there. I'm sorry if it buzzed you guys' ears. So, number 15. Okay, so water temperature, right? The rain definitely can cool down shallow water in the summertime. You know, in the winter time, rain is gonna make it warmer, right? So if there's cold water and the rain comes, it could be, beneficial. So the water temperature changes depending on what season you're fishing in. And a small change matters, sometimes a light rain, with a little ripple on the water, because just before it rains, it gets kind of muggy and the wind picks up, right? And so you have a little ripple. That's a perfect time to break out, a topwater frog, a walking bait, a topwater spook, any of the popular ones. And so yes, we're gonna go over that. But first, let me not get into the baits. I love baits, right? Who loves baits? Raise your hand in the chat. Who loves baits? Who loves? I mean, a lot of you guys use live baits. A couple of you guys in here like to use live instead. But that's also great in the rain. But let's go back to oxygen, right? We talked about wind and the rain coming, and causing ripples, but also oxygen happens, right? So the bass follow the bait fish, and so there's more oxygen in the water. The bait fish are going to go there too. So that's going to be easy, right? So that oxygen and the rain and the wind causing that current, right, is going to hit up. Thanks for the emojis. We love it. The culverts, creek mouths, drain pipes. Like my favorite place is the culvert. Especially when you have a wind pattern, blowing, the bait fish up against the pipes and the drains that connect to other bodies of water, because it's like a highway. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I have a short that should actually a long format that should have been a short, but because I had it in a vertical format, I was able to upload it on through my phone, right? But it looked to me when I uploaded it seemed like it was gonna convert it to magically to vertical, but it didn't. And anyway, it's a giant gator in my favorite spot, and they cut down the cattails there, so I have more access to the bank. So it's pretty much almost, it's safer, but then it's not safer, But I don't know. Like I used to stand on the ledge a lot, and gosh, he was right there. And he's a big, freaking gigantor gator. You guys, the gators are out this year, and they're big, like dinosaurs. All right, so drain pipes and spillways, awesome places to fish in the rain. Bass know the food is coming. It's coming on down the line. Oh yes. And what do you look for if you don't have a culvert or you're not at a spillway? You look for the bank, like the bank that's being wind blown. You want to be there. You want to be where you're throwing directly into the wind if you're on the bank, which I am. But even in a boat, you can face an opposite direction and still slay the fish, because that's where the bait fish are, right? They're blown up into the banks, points, grass edges, and flats. Are easier to get to the flats and places in the middle of the lake, of course, if you're on a boat. But during the light rain, you really want to be next to the bank, right? and fishing docks and laydowns, grass, riprap, you know, stuff like that. Speaking of riprap, look, there's life with Gen X values. What's happening, Jenny? Yep, Devin's here. Brian, Tiffany is hanging out. We got Mike, Adventure Sparks, and I think we even have another Mike. Mike Adventure. Yes, we do. There he is. And Glenn was here, and Indiana Chris is hanging out. Miss M is hanging out here too on the streets of YouTube. I really like her saying, and I use it often. Thank you for that, Miss M. Creativity is abound here on the Fishing with AllyG Bass Talk Show, right? Yeah, and we're talking about rain, and I want the rain to go away and come back, I don't know, some other day. And so AllyG can, you know, bass fish and play. I went out today, gosh, I got my urchin bait ready, right? I got it ready to go. My trendy urchin bait. I got one there, but it's a different one. And I got out of the car and I looked over, and it was, again, the nothing was there. Giant thunderhead and lightning, thunder, clouds, lightning, everything was there. I was like, how did I miss that? And Florida is so crazy. Like, you leave your house and blue skies, right? Maybe some puffy clouds. I get to the lake 3 miles, 4 miles from the house, and the sky is falling. So I was just momming it today too. I could have gone earlier, but true story, I went to the trampoline park with my son, and it's like a giant rebounder place. They have all kinds of trampolines, and it's really fun to bounce around, and there's even dodgeball, which is equally fun. And they have obstacle courses, but I kind of stay away from the obstacle course. You can find me in the massage chairs on the sidelines hanging out. Dana, what is up, Cookie Mom? You guys are probably getting ready for your trip. It's getting closer. Yes, it is. You guys, things are going well in the AllyG residence, I should say, the Green residence, the Green Ranch. I don't know what you call it, but we're doing good. We're had some good news this week. Better week than last week's news, right? Last week was horrible, and I'm still, not over it. But you never get over things like that. But what you do is you keep on living, man, right? You just keep living. Livin, living, or whatever he says, right? Oh, that was a horrible Matthew McConaughey. Oh my gosh, what's my good news? Oh, well, job-wise, just, there are some good news for that, and my husband is doing good, so we are doing good with his job. Moving on, other good news, the bathroom is done, completely done, and that's fun. Brand new bathroom, but really excited about the job thing. We've been financially struggling for a really long time now, and we're doing good. I love it too, Jenny. I really do. It's still a struggle. It's not like, don't get me wrong, but opportunity, right? Isn't that grand? We live in a place where opportunity is abound. Okay, so I'm chatting away. Let's go over. We went down the rain road, right? We're talking about light rain heavy rain, you know, same thing, bridges, creek mouths, culverts, you know, if the water gets muddy though, the fish are definitely going to go back to the cover, you know, and you have to slow down in that aspect. And after the rain, it's the same thing, you know, you never know. But we're going to talk about the best rain lures, right? So one of the best lures to fish in the rain is a spinnerbait, right? This is a double Colorado with my pink fancy, and then I got my black crawdad on there. And spinnerbait, right? There's all kinds of different spinnerbaits. We'll just stick to that one, right? And why? Why? Because of the flash. The flash, you know, it's flashy, and also it vibrates, and it looks like some bait fish going by. Right? Did you see that? No, it was so fast. So this is a crazy one, right? They say the best colors are white and I like to call it coleslaw, which is like white and chartreuse, and the sexy shad color, which is also white, right? So because spinnerbait is the number one bait, my nose itches. Oh my gosh. Okay, because it's the number one bait, we are gonna give away this lovely spinnerbait to a lucky person, right? This one here. Okay, and that's what we're doing. So what's the second one? Oh man, the second one is a chatterbait. And I thought I had all the baits out. Okay, I'm gonna pull a Daniel. I had this one tied up before I got caught in the rain. Fishing in the rain, just fishing in the rain. Where is it? There it is. What a glorious feeling, catching bass all day long. All right, so chatterbait. Oh, careful there. Chatterbait has, you know, a swim bait hook attached there. It has a skirt similar to a jig. You guys know what a chatterbait is, right? And you got this metal piece here, and this metal piece, you know, it goes side to side, and it bangs itself on the weight of the jig head, right? Causing this vibration. And you tug it and you pull it and you get the wind resistance. Oh man, vibration. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. And you can put different stuff on there. You know, you got a swim bait, or you can do a craw like I had on the spinnerbait. It depends on, you know, what you're looking for. What presence do you want? How much vibration do you want, you know? Do you want it sleek like a bait fish, or do you want it to look more like a crawfish, or do you want it to look like you know, what are you going for? What forage? Gotta match the hatch, right? So the chatterbait, I got that on the Guggen Black cranking rod with the Lose Special, $50 special. I like that, and I got this on half off. I think they were trying to sell them for like $300 something, but I got this for like $150. Yes, sir, and I like it. It's nice, but I have broken my other Guggen rod, my spinning one, so I have an extra spinning reel. Anyway, moving on, the chatterbait. So we talked about vibration from the spinnerbait, and it's similar, right? The chatterbait is great when it's that you have a lot of cloud cover, and when you have wind and it's stained water, and that's where it shines. And where I'm at, that's why I think I do well, because a lot of my water is stained water, right? Because it's salty, brackish water, right? So you have that going on with the different kinds of grass. because Florida has so many types of grass. Hey, veteran angler. Welcome. You were my subscriber of the day in one of my recent videos. I hope you were able to check it out. I'm loving your channel. I've been watching it. You guys, welcome, veteran angler, to the party. And if you guys want to check out some awesome fishing, do that over there at his channel. Miss M. What is going on in this chat? Oh, Miss M got distracted. That's okay. It's fishing, I know. Good evening, good evening. Everybody's saying hi. I'm okay, cool. So, yeah, you know, I'm silly, I guess. I really am. So, the chatterbait, right? Like green pumpkin, white, okay, black and blue and muddy water. So, I got that one right. Okay, so the square bill crankbait. All right. I got this one. Now, I have to be careful because treble hooks are trouble. And if you've ever watched fishing videos online, you'll know that if you get one of those little hooks in your hand past the barb, it really sucks. So this is a square bill, right? Look at that. Look at that thing. And this is meant to, like, you know, you want to knock it on things, right? You want to knock it on rocks, lay down wood. You can rip it through the grass, you know, and make some noise. You got to make some noise with your square bill because it doesn't make that as much of a vibration. It does. It does. And some of them, this is a silent one, but some of them even have like internal rattles, right? The square bill. Yoda's got one. Hey, Yoda. Let me borrow that. Yeah, thanks, buddy. This is silent too. Oh, see, sticky hooks. But that's a crawfish. See, it's got the orange belly there. And a black back. It's got sparkles. You know how I like sparkles. You know, and it's a smaller profile. But same deal. It's a shallow water, you know, because here in Florida, most of the water is going to be shallow. You got some deep canals, some secret deep spots here in the Florida. But most places are shallow water. Oh, Yoda. We can't take away from Yoda. We gotta not get hooked. Got it. All right, so we did spinnerbait over here. We talked about the square bill. What else is next? What's next? Ooh, the buzzbait, right? Buzz. The buzzbait. I have got a bandito bug, and it's vertical instead of flat. I have it coming out like a fish, and I ripped off the top appendages, so it just comes through the water. This is a topwater bait, right? So this is crazy. When you throw this type of bait, you really need a stiff rod. Okay, you can't have some kind of flimsy setup, right? You need some backbone, because as soon as this hits the water, right, you got your line tie is up top here. As soon as that hits the water, you got to reel, and you got to keep this buzzbait above the water, and it comes through, you know, it's crazy, and it makes a noise. Oh yeah. Oh, we got butterflies. We have hearts. That can only mean one thing. Your face is a spinnerbait. Sally D, how did you know? I love, my face is definitely a spinnerbait from time to time. Yes, it is. What is up, my lady? Woo, 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 woo. Sally D. You know, I saw Big D, so I knew that Sally D was not far behind. And you guys, My face is a buzz babe. I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna come up with a new bait called Buzz Babe, right? My nose itches. Oh my gosh. All right, got my Publix lemongrass organic mint tea. A little bit of water, half and half water, cutting back on the sugar, right? Look at that. That is one of my favorites. Oh wait, I'm jumping ahead, you guys. Okay, hold on, hold on. The walking topwater bait is what I wanted to show you first, and that's this one. You got the spook. It's a big long cigar bait, right? And you walk it on top, and they call it walking the dog. That's how you walk the dog. I'll tell you right here, right now. Ooh, gonna walk the dog. And that's for overcast, you know, light rain. You know, you don't want that. You don't, like, in between the showers. You don't want to fish that bait during a hard rain. You know, you want to stick to the buzz bait. I mean, not the buzz bait. The hard rain is going to be more different baits, like the Texas rig. Oh yeah, we got all kinds of baits. So yeah, I jumped ahead. So the walking topwater is you know, I showed you the pencil style bait, and then we can go to my favorite, the whopper plopper. Summer thunderstorms, overcast days. This is the one that I caught my fish on, and there's a video where I got totally rained out, right? So this bait makes the craziest noise. They have big ones, little ones. This is like, I think, a mid-size. They have, this is a 70, I think. They have like a 70, a 90. Anyway, yeah. It's like a bass slash perch pattern. And that one, that's the funnest, man. You just chuck and wind, baby. Chuck and wind. Hey, you know, laugh away. Oh, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. All right, so the next one we had the whopper plopper. Now we have the frog, right? Ribbit, okay? And I showed you, I have no lack of frogs, right? This is my Z-Man frog. And he's squishy, you know? And I've yet to get a frog bite and complete a catch. I did get a tarpon to bite a frog. We've talked about that. We told that story, and the frog is good, you know, because on the mats and the pads, and there's a lot of places where I can't really get to often enough, you know, to practice. The places that have a lot of good pads where I am, and I beat the bank all the time. I've had a frog tied up all summer long, you guys. I'm freaking out. I want a bass to hit the frog so bad, or any topwater bait. I've been struggling, you guys, but that's okay, because, you know, I mastered the chatterbait, I mastered the spinnerbait last year, and, you know, the swim jig and the football jig, which, you know, are not easy. So the Texas rig worm, right? We talked about this guy, right? The Texas rig. Okay. And I got some crazy worms, you guys, at my favorite place, you guys know, AllyG. And I had a $10, I took 10% off, right? So there's all different shapes of worms. Oh, this one stinks though. This one, I'm gonna open it anyway. Where? I wish you guys had smell-o-vision because it's pretty rank, right? But this is another bait. Oh, savage gear. It smells savage. It's not slimy, but it smells. And so it's like peanut butter, jelly, grape, because that's my flavor. I don't care what you guys say about peanut butter and jelly. It has to be grape. No strawberry. Oh, I wish that smelled like a strawberry though. It does not. It smells very fishy. Oh, I just want to get it back in the package now. Oh, why is that? That's such is life. Like, if you rush yourself, you're gonna get in trouble. Oh. Okay, so that would be a Texas rig. And I think any bass that bites onto that, oh man, that's gonna attract a turtle. It stinks so bad. I might even get a catfish. Smell like catfish bait. Ugh. Woo, doggy. Ugh. Whoa, dude, I'm gonna have to seriously, I regret that. This one doesn't smell like anything. This one, and it's not slimy. Oh, okay, so the Texas rig, you know, green pumpkin. This is watermelon red with the, with like a pearl bottom. And it's a slow presentation, you know. Sometimes in the rain, you gotta take it easy. What's up, Texas River Cat? Welcome to the party. Yeah, see, Mike knows. See, that's why you're so famous, Mike. You know, because it's gotta be grape. I also love grape Capri Sun ever since I was a kid. All right, so, but I don't drink it much anymore, but it is my favorite. All right, so what's next on the thing, the jig, right? I have a finesse jig here, right? So it's really tiny. Look how tiny. Where's Tiny K? Tiny K would love our tiny jig. Okay, so you have the skirt, which is this white material. You know, it has a weed guard. And the weed guard sits above the hook, you know, so it comes along the weeds. And, you know, you have your chunk. This is a mini net bait chunk. You know, it's meant for this exact thing to be a little trailer, you know. It's a 1/4 ounce little bitsy jig, you know. And jigs are awesome. And you put them in where there's a brush pile and some wood or some riprap, some rocks, you know, at the edge of a bank where it's meeting another body of water, coming in or out. The jig, getting jiggy with it, you guys. The jig is a good rain bait. And the grass, you know, you can't beat it. And that's a crazy combination, right? I got this crazy combo going. So we are almost through our baits. We got some more, don't worry. We got one more, the swim bait, right? And I showed you that crazy worm. Now this one doesn't smell bad. It definitely smells. So a swim bait can mean a lot of things, right? A swim bait can mean like a swim bait, right? It's like a fish swim bait, a pre-rigged one, whether it's a big one like that or small. But you know, traditionally you can put, you know, this guy. Is Merrick crying? No, but there is some background noise maybe. There's a dog snoring for sure. There's America's playing video games, so you may have heard him protest or celebrate. One of the two. Yeah, so the swim bait. And most swim baits have like a boot tail, you know, and that's what you want to put on there. And we got some really interesting baits. Here's that little chunk bait that I had on the jig, you know. I don't know if you can see that, but this one's not attached, so I can show it to you. Oh, that's a good job. $10, 2-pack right now. Tackle Warehouse. Hey, do you have a link, bro, on your channel? Share a link to your channel. Or go see Veteran Angler. I don't know, are you affiliated? Even if you're not, Tackle Warehouse always has sales. It's a good place to shop. I shop there myself. So yeah, the little chunks, right? So that's pretty much it. We went over the swim bait, the jig, the Texas rig, the frog, the whopper plopper, which is my favorite because it's the only topwater bait that I've caught anything on. Me neither, but I hope to have one day, right? Like Savage Gear. Okay, so we opened the other one and it was really stinky, and I already knew that, but I don't know about this one. And do you think, am I gonna regret it? Fish always smells.